I was introduced to LaTeX during my first internship in a research lab. On the first day of my internship, I was handed a little book on LaTeX and told that we would be writing a paper on my internship project over the summer, and I would need to learn how to use LaTeX to write collaboratively with my co-authors. Of course, the internship was only 10 weeks long, and I had a lot of research work to do. So I spent that first night up late in my hotel room learning to use LaTeX. Of all the tools and technologies I've learned as a computer scientist, LaTeX is among my favorites. In fact, after becoming comfortable with LaTeX, I use it for nearly everything I write. I consider the transition from a word processor to LaTeX to be almost as significant as the transition I made many years ago from a typewriter to a word processor. Honestly, now that I know how to use LaTeX, I can never be satisfied using a word processor to write anything of substance. Although I will admit I still use word processors for creating flyers, that's about it. Whenever I'm faced with writing a report or research paper, creating course materials, or even working on that science fiction novel I never seem to have time to finish, my immediate go-to is LaTeX. So, what is LaTeX? It's a typesetting program for creating professional documents. When you use a word processor, what you see is what you get. We call that WYSIWYG. So what you see on the screen is what you're going to get when you print the document. In that case, the typesetting is happening behind the scenes. In LaTeX, the documents you are creating are not WYSIWYG, and you have a lot more control over the typesetting of your document. LaTeX is like a markup language. If you've used HTML, then you're familiar with HTML tags. HTML is a markup language. The ML stands for markup language. The HTML tags tell a browser how to display a particular piece of text. XML is similar in that XML tags tell an application what a particular section of text is. For example, if you type a person's first name and wrap it in tags that say first name, then an application reading that file will recognize that that's a person's first name and handle it accordingly. There are a lot of specialized markup languages. GraphML is an example that's used in graph theory, where graphs have nodes and edges, and then you can transport files that represent graphs from one application to another. Well, LaTeX is a type of markup language. One of the differences in LaTeX is the tags are not wrapped around the text, and in this course we'll see how we write tags in LaTeX. The purpose of using LaTeX is to create quality documents. You can certainly use a word processor to create quality documents, but having had years of experience using both word processors and LaTeX, I can certainly say that once you get past the learning curve of LaTeX, it's a lot easier to create high-quality documents. And one of the nice things about LaTeX is that it's free. In this course, we'll be downloading tools and technologies, and all of the technologies that we download will be free. The idea of using LaTeX is that you want to focus on the content of what you're writing and leave the tedious tasks like formatting your document up to the technology. And so that way you can freely write and keep your thought process open and just create your text, and you can always go back later and add different markup tags to format your document in different ways. I use LaTeX to write proactively. I don't use a notepad or even a text editor when I'm taking notes. I like to open a LaTeX template that I've created for all of my note-taking, and I'll take my notes directly in LaTeX. So again, I focus on the content of the notes that I'm writing and making sure that I'm capturing all of the knowledge that I want to capture in my document. But then I have my notes written in a LaTeX document, and when I want to share them, I can simply typeset the document, and then I have a nice PDF that I can share with my colleagues or anyone else. So in this course, we're going to cover the basics of LaTeX, and we'll look at some intermediate and even briefly glance at some advanced topics. And hopefully by the time you finish the course, you'll also be using LaTeX for all of your documents.